This is Picks on Politics.
And welcome, everybody, to Picks on Politics. I'm Dan Manarino. And the new school year has officially begun in New York City. Some major concerns this year include school safety, teacher shortages, large class sizes. And we're going to talk about all of that in our reporter roundtable in just a few minutes. But I want to talk about this right now. Quite the week in New York City politics. A federal investigation into high-ranking officials in the Adams administration and the NYPD has really come to light here. Here's a quick recap for you, okay? Early Thursday morning, agents raided the home of First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright and her partner, New York City Chancellor David Banks. Okay, the house of Banks' brother, the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Philip Banks, also raided there. Agents seizing their phones and other electronics as well. Later, sources telling us that federal officials seized the phones of NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban and 6 other high-ranking members of the NYPD. Now, sources said none of the officials are being questioned, but that the NYPD has been asked to isolate those emails from high-ranking executives. Officials like Commissioner Caban, the Banks brothers, Sheena Wright. These are all people handpicked by Mayor Eric Adams. So tonight, he's going one-on-one, and he is on the record. And Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here on the first nighttime edition of Picks on Politics. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I want to begin, obviously, with the investigations into your staff and really the why here and what you know about this. Do you know why top members of your administration, why their homes were raided, why phones were seized?
No, I don't. And I think that the Southern District that's conducting this review, they can answer those questions. What I must do, as I've always done as a former law enforcement officer, follow the rules, follow the law, and anything we can do to assist, we're doing.
We laid out the full list of all the members of your staff that are part of this investigation, right? Do you have full confidence in all of them that they can continue in their roles with this swirling around?
Yes, I do. Anyone that would tell you when you are the mayor or the top staff or the top team, there's always things happening in the city, and they know we have to continue to deliver for New Yorkers, and we've done that since 9 months ago when we first heard of the Turkish investigation. We continue to produce over and over again, and that's what we have to do.
The reason I ask about the optics and if they can handle their jobs and responsibilities is because the optics do not look good when there's an investigation going on, right? And for example, the school's Chancellor David Banks, he had the first day of school. He was supposed to be in this very seat talking to me right now about the first day back, answering some important questions from parents, but he canceled because of this investigation. So the optics, you understand that it just doesn't look good.
Well, let's be clear. 1 million students, 40,000 homeless and larger than migrants and asylum seeker children went into our school system. We had one of the smoothest operations on the first day of school. I was out there with him, and he had to make sure that every one of those schools opened and his team was able to execute. And so David is a class 1 act when it comes down to running our school system, and I'm happy that he's there.
But he's not here answering the questions from families. That's the point, right? And that's where I go with the optics. Canceling on an interview, talking to me. Now, I know you're here, and we appreciate that. But the optics of leading and answering important questions from families.
Well, I would rather, I thought you would like to have me here.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I mean, if I'm here, no, but seriously, David had to make sure the school system was open, and there'd be other times for him to come in and do an interview. First day of school, he should be focused on getting those children, the buses running on time, doing the job. And there are many times that he'll be here to answer questions. He answers questions to families all the time. He's one of the most accessible chancellors that we've ever seen.
The New York Post editorial board came out today saying that it's time to let Police Commissioner Caban go, given that he has to work and have relationships with the FBI. And so they basically went on to say, how can he effectively do his job as the police commissioner when he has to work with the FBI and now they're investigating him? City Council member Bob Holden came out and said he should resign. Do you think he should step aside or resign?
Think about this for a moment. Commissioner Caban has driven down crime in our subway system. You take the 2 years out of COVID, it's the lowest in 14 years. August, which is normally a hot month for shootings, we have the lowest number of shootings in recorded history of our city. What he's doing, even when you look at Juve, and which is a normally violent event, he was able to execute the right plan. Commissioner Caban could continue to do his job. And this is, being the commissioner or the mayor or the chancellor of this city, you better be prepared for all the incomings that could happen. It is part of the job.
Yeah. So you have full confidence in him?
Yes, I do.
Have you spoken to him? Is he here in the city right now?
He was a long-planned visit with his family. That's what he's currently doing.
And the question about the Deputy Mayor, Sheena Wright, because her name came up in this as well with her phones taken. Was she at work today?
She was working from remotely.
And will she continue to work at City Hall while this is going on?
Yes, no reason not to.
What do you say to New Yorkers, I guess, Mr. Mayor, and I've always been straight with you.
Yes.
What do you say to New Yorkers whose confidence in you may be wavering? I know your famous phrase, you often say no distractions and grind, right?
Right.
But how can you...
And stay focused.
And stay focused, no distractions. Yeah. But how can you stay focused when this is a big distraction?
Well, think about it for a moment. Remember what I always say, no distractions, stay focused, and grind. Look at what we've done from 9 months ago. 9 months ago, when we first heard about this investigation, our job numbers are through the roof. Safety continues to be shown in the city. Our subway system is safe, and opening our schools, stopping the hemorrhaging over $600 million in the gaps in our educational program. You look across the board, and you're seeing that a mayor is not going to be distracted. I'm going to deliver for New Yorkers, and that's what I was told to do. Now, Dan, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I would love to answer every question that's possible. Trust me, no one likes to sit back and not being able to answer questions, but you have to allow the process to take its course.
I understand, but there's a trust factor, right, and a transparency factor, and that's where my job comes in talking with you, because people say, how can he not know? How can he not know what's going on? How could he not know that so many members were involved potentially in something, right? And that comes down to the trust factor in you. Handpicking so many of these members, how can a New Yorker who's looking at this and saying, okay, well, there's half a dozen people or more now that are being investigated, trust that he has the right judgment, meaning you, to pick the right people to be in these positions?
But New Yorkers also believe in something else that a lot of people forget. They believe in due process. Let the process play out. That's what's important here. New Yorkers that reach out to me, they state, Eric, keep doing the job you're doing. And we believe in due process. That's the system that we wrap ourselves around, due process. Let the review continue.
I want to move on to other topics.
Yes.
So how do you see this ending, right? How do you see this investigation ending? Do you see it kind of going, poof, it's all gone?